Hello and welcome to another build showcase. Today we're going to look at automatic selling shops. These are shops that take one item as payment and give back a set number of other items. I actually have two designs I want to show you. The first one is a super simple version. It has plenty of features and is really easy to build. And the second design is a bit larger and more complicated, but it has improved UI and operates at twice the speed, which makes it ideal for bulk trades. So before we get started, I'm just going to give you a little brief showcase on what these shops might look like. So over here we have the super simple version. You can see it's tiled right next to itself. We spin around. These are the bulk traders over here. So both of them look pretty nice, and we can see we have trapdoors in the bottom. This is just like a little key card system for whoever uses it. So say I drop my little key card in there, then they all open up. And I can come in here, well, that one's not set up, but this one, and access like my payments down there. Alright, so I'm not actually going to do a full tutorial on either of these, but I'm going to do my best to show them from every angle and explain any tricky bits so you can reproduce them from this video. And as always, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Alright, so let's go over the different features of this super simple design. First off, we have the user interface. This is very similar to my other designs. We have an in-stock indicator light, and down here you can put your payment in, hit the button, and it'll begin paying you out. So this will count up to 16 because this is what I have it configured for. And then stop. Alright, then we can put another one in, hit the button again, and it'll begin paying us out again. So down below here, we have another light. This lights up when there is payment to be picked up by whoever's operating the machine. Kind of saw that before. This is the circuitry for the key system. So you just have your key system run into this, and this will open the trapdoor, giving you access to the item filter and the payout barrel. So next up, we have the item filter, and this is quite different than you might normally see for item filters. First off, we have a different input method. We're not using a hopper, we have a dropper and a barrel, and so this barrel is then filled up with random named items with a stack of 64 and a stack of 34. So this lets us do a number of things. First off, it lets us only have to use one item in here for our filter. So I only need one diamond to make this work. It also lets the filter size be a little bit smaller while remaining tileable and have overflow protection. So the item filter then feeds into the quantity control circuit, which is this yellow bit right here. And we control the quantity by adjusting the number of items in this hopper right here. So if we wanted to pay out 16 items, we'll put 16 in here. And this is really nice because there's no formulas that you have to memorize for this. And the system also does not require a reset. So immediately after it's done processing one payment, it can begin processing the next. So once that's done, it will output up here using this comparator and composter. So there's going to have to be at least one fill level in this composter, as you can see there. And then that will lock the hopper that controls our output. And this is how we time how many items get output. This green circuit out here just kind of lets the items flow in a controlled way from your storage to the output. And that's pretty much the whole thing. So next up we have the bulk trader design here. As you can see, it's quite a bit more complicated, but if we come around to the front here, we can see the user interface has been slightly improved. We are now consistent with our other trader designs, where we have the light and then the barrel down here. We've done away with the button, and now if you come in here, you can just put it in. It'll automatically suck it down and pay you out the 16 blocks. This one's trading honey blocks, but that doesn't really matter. The nice thing about this one is you can also give it multiple payments and it will process them all at once. So if I give it 3 here, it'll take in 3 diamonds and begin processing them. You can see it kind of took a little break there as it finished counting 1, then it counts the next one, and then it'll count the final one, and we should end up with 64. Right? And so we can try that again. Just throw in 4 and it'll begin doing that. And the nice thing about this is I can walk away from the system. It'll keep processing. I can shop at a different booth or whatever, and I don't have to sit around like this one. You had to constantly put a diamond in, press a button, pick up your reward. Put a diamond in, press a button, pick up your reward. This one kind of does it all at once. So that was one of the vast improvements that this system has over the other one. The other advantage is that it pays out at twice the speed. So we're gonna kind of step through this a little bit and look at the different pieces. So first off, we have the same key system over here as the other one. That's kind of self-explanatory. Here in the purple, we've gone back to a more standard item filter design. And as you can see, if we look in here, it only requires 1 diamond. And this is still overflow protected because now we're too wide. The item filters aren't going to be next to each other, so they're not going to overflow into one another. Up at the top, this is our payout section, equivalent to the green section in the other circuit, but instead of using hoppers to pay out, we're now using droppers. And so this will come down here, create a little clock, which will then output to the chest. If we flip around to the other side, we can see this back bit right here, kind of where I'm outlining with the mouse. This is our counter circuit. So if we look in these hopper droppers here, we can see this is my items that are going to be used to count the payout. I could put whatever, so this would count out 64 plus 16 would be how much I pay out. And again, this is a 1-to-1 ratio, so really nice. Also no reset. As soon as it's done, it can begin processing the next, which also makes it super fast. So the trickiest bit of this circuitry here is this bottom left corner right there. So what this part of the circuitry does is when you pay in, let's just throw some diamonds in here. Let's throw a whole bunch in so it keeps operating. So the diamonds will come down into this dropper here, and they will build up, and that enables this circuit here, which you can kind of see it flowing through. So it continues counting, and then this blue line resets, so it comes down through here. And if it still has items in here, it will then count out another 16 items, or whatever we have it set to in here. Yeah, I took the honey out, so it's still counting 16. And so by doing that, we are able to put whatever amount of items we want in here, walk away, and it'll continue processing. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna kind of do a little fly around here. You notice there's some glass in this build. It doesn't need to be glass, that's just there to help you see the different components. And I already showed you the item filter. It can be set up like this, and none of these other containers really have any special requirements. I'll just fly under here. You can see the direction the hoppers are facing, so it just basically runs it in a loop right here. And once again, these are the 2 droppers that will control your payout, and we can see the items traveling back and forth here. Over here by the payout circuit, we can see we have hoppers, 2 sets of hoppers facing in here. We do need both of those, otherwise we'll be outputting at a speed faster than the hoppers can refill, and we'll end up shortchanging the customer. So from wherever your stockpile is, you're going to need 2 lines of hoppers coming in here. And if you see on the other side, I've actually just added another chest, and that feeds in there just to give us a little larger storage capacity here. You don't need that. You can also be a little more creative with how you add more storage capacity, since there is some more space in this circuit here. But yep, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. So one last thing, I just wanted to say thanks to you guys for being patient. I know I promised this a long time ago, but as I kind of fly over here, you can see I've been busy working on many different versions, and I got really close to releasing this video a number of times, but I did some last minute testing and ran into some bugs, and then had to rebuild the whole system. So yeah, that happened. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching, and if you are interested in checking out some of my other auto trader designs, I'll have links to them in the end cards here and in the description as well.